Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. This video is kind of late. Just a bit of a warning. The next couple videos are going to be on stuff that happened a little bit of a while ago. Maybe just a couple of months. You know, God. Howdy doody, my little monsters, and welcome back to another video on my absolute train wreck, drowning in molasses mess of a channel. Now, I love Animal Crossing. As you can see from my many hours, I don't have an addiction. However, PETA, one of the most disgusting organizations that have ever been created, surprise, surprise, had an issue with it. Oh. Because they're desperate for relevancy, and thus do it by trying to ruin things that people like, particularly video games. Because how dare we have an inkling of happiness in this world, especially now. The two that I remember specifically are the Mario Tanuki suit situation and the Wooloo edits when some of the Pokemon for Pokemon Shield and Sword were released. Something to note about this is that sheep actually need to be shorn or their bones get crushed under the weight of their own wool, and now they have attempted to go after Animal Crossing. One of the most innocent and wholesome games ever created, as long as you never go online or play any game earlier than New Leaf, because the villagers are fucking assholes! At first, they posted an article on their website showing how to play Animal Crossing New Horizons in a way that's vegan-friendly, even though the game is digital. This includes not fishing, not catching bugs, not donating to the museum, which in the screenshots they show that I think they took, the museum is already built, and to those of you who have never played, I will explain why that's hilarious. All the screenshots that they show, I think they took considering some characters show up multiple times, which is funny because they're doing all of the things that you're supposedly not supposed to do. You also can't dig up the clams on the beach, can't build a doghouse, and can't buy certain clothing items due to using animal material in a digital game. So basically all the main things you can do in a game that is pretty much about nothing, but existing. I mean, you'll technically still be playing the game. You won't get far, though. There's also a thing on there about Tom Nook exploiting you, which is just as fucking stupid. He's a landlord. You're supposed to pay your landlord. You don't even really have to pay him if you don't want to expand your house. This is completely optional unless you want to expand. But the reason why I wanted to make this video is because of this absolutely beautiful video they made for their TikTok. Yes, their official TikTok. To which they reposted it to their Twitter. And my lovelies, my dear lovelies, who may not have any experience with this game, let me give you an essay on why this is hilarious. So we start at the beginning. In the first couple of Animal Crossing games, the town was already built and you were supposed to be a villager. Due to the town already being up, that meant that the museum was also already up. As I've stated before, Animal Crossing is essentially a game about nothing. There are, however, a few things that you as the player can do to get that feeling of achievement and validation that we gamers oh so covet. You can pay back your debt, decorate your house, try to make your character look cute, especially if you didn't know how to do the quiz in the intro and ended up with this thing because you were a child with no access to the internet. Try to get your villagers to not hate the very ground you walk upon. Start a new file thinking it meant you got another town, not knowing that it means that there's just another fucking house to make you feel bad when you inevitably stop playing and pay debt for and fill up your museum. I think there was more stuff in the older games, but I'm not entirely sure because I didn't play them. The only other Animal Crossing game I've played other than New Horizons is New Leaf, but these have always been essentially the main things that you could do. You could donate fossils that would appear every day, bugs and fish you caught, and eventually paintings from this asshole to fill up your museum. You didn't have to because you as the player weren't punished either way, but what the fuck else were you supposed to do? You had no real purpose in life in this town full of furries other than fulfilling your debt to one of them while your family helplessly sent you letters as a way to give you comfort that you weren't the only human left alive. However, as more games were made after the first Animal Crossing game that simply went by Animal Crossing, which came out in 2001 for the GameCube, the others that came after, Wild World and City Folk, didn't really do well in terms of sales. You could make the argument that this was due to them all being very similar games. Despite different features being added, such as various activities that could be performed online, and even removed, such as changing the number of villagers who can live in your town, why the fuck would you change it to 8? they were very much the same game, at least according to my research. You could play any 3 of these games and not really be missing that much, which caused a huge falter in what appeared to be a growing fanbase for a beginning series. That is until Animal Crossing New Leaf came out for the 3DS. This was the first game I had ever heard of from the Animal Crossing series, and thus the first I played of it. In New Leaf, you were no longer a villager, and instead you were the mayor of the town. Players could now have a bigger role in how their little town functioned. They could change the times the shops opened and closed based on which act they chose, and set up structures around their village to decorate the town and make it feel a little more like their own. There were a lot more options when it came to customizing your character, and you looked less like a little gremlin that was waiting to snap from the stress of your rising debt because you just had to have another room in your house, and villager AI was changed to be a bit more friendly to you from the beginning. All the previous basic mechanics were still a part of the game, such as shops you could buy items and clothing at, catching fish and bugs, paying back that godforsaken debt, decorating your house, or pretty much using it for storage because just like in real life you're a hoarder, and filling up the museum. However, the game still felt very limited. Structures as simple as a bench took money to build, and after they were built, you weren't allowed to move it. If you did want it moved, you would have to destroy it, which cost money, and then rebuild it in the new location you wanted it to be, which cost even more money. And players weren't very safe when it came to the online multiplayer aspects of the game. And so, Animal Crossing New Horizons was made for the Nintendo Switch. New Horizons is like Minecraft for the paranoid little bitches who collect all the items they need and then proceed to stay in the same little space in the wide world that they have cultivated. In which I mean me. I am little bitches. I haven't left this house since I found all these dogs! Art really does replicate life in that I never leave my house for fear of what's outside. In New Horizons, instead of a pre-built town that you moved to or suddenly happened to own because fuck democracy, you now owned your own private island. There was even somewhat of a story or a goal that the player could achieve that affected the way you played the game. Players could now change the landscape of their island after receiving terraforming from completing the main story, or main goal of getting KK Slider to perform at your island after painstakingly getting 3 stars and decorate however they wanted by simply placing furniture outside. There was even a crafting aspect where the player would have to collect materials and learn recipes in order to make items that couldn't be bought or earned by NPCs. Or you know, if you can find them, because recipes can be repeated because of the trading aspect of the game, so you know, you can just find the fucking same Iron Garden bench recipe for 3 months! Players could change how they looked whenever with mirrors that they crafted, and with hairstyles and colors they unlocked with Nook Miles, and clothing looked like actual clothing they were supposed to represent and not like a singular model with different textures on it. However, due to this change in setting and having some inkling of a story, some aspects had to be introduced in ways that were different from before. Particularly, the main buildings and establishments that had been in all the previous games before that were absolutely necessary. Nook's Cranny could be earned by selling and buying items until Timmy asks you to collect material to make a shop, and upgraded after about a month and a certain amount of money had been spent there. The Able Sisters would make a shop for clothing after a certain amount of money was given to Mabel when she visits your island, and then of course there was the museum. And the things you have to do to get the museum that PETA clearly has in their screenshots is why this post is so damn funny. In order to get the museum, you have to give 5 creatures to Tom Nook. This can be any assortment of bugs or fish that are available to you in whatever season you are currently in because the Southern Hemisphere exists. Tom will then call up Blathers and give you a tent to set up so that he can come to the island as well. After giving him more bugs and fish, he will then begin construction on the museum, which will take 1 whole day, unless you're a sinning time skipper. Rossetti begs you to repent, heretic! Please know this was a joke. So PETA already broke its main rules, which is the first layer of why this is so funny. There are 3 layers to this, by the way, making this glorious idiot sandwich. The second layer is that in the video, they're protesting against an animal. Blathers, if you couldn't tell, I don't know if it's obvious enough, is an animal that eats bugs and fish. In real life, PETA being mean to animals? Who would have fucking thought? The third layer is the excuses they tried making when people called them out on the fact that they broke their own rules. They tried to say that they were raiding islands and basically said they were attempting to convince a friend to not carry on filling their museum when raiding islands isn't possible in New Horizons. If you want to go to someone's island, you have to be invited to do so, either by being friends or best friends when they open the gate, or via the dodo code, depending on what they choose. The difference between the friend and the best friend status is that as best friends, you can destroy flowers by running through them, taking down trees, and uprooting shit. The reason why they added this is so that players could still trade online without the risk of that stranger destroying their island like in previous games. The best friend status is meant for other players who are close to the main player in real life, and thus people they trust not to be dicks. No matter the status though, you can't put up signs on someone else's island. They also keep saying empty the tanks, which isn't fucking possible. So now you have to live with the fact that Nemo will never see his father again, and that is your own damn fault. Everyone in this video is also wearing the same PETA shirt. The fact that PETA tried to convince people that this wasn't planned is absolutely hilarious to me. This game has been out for about, what, 2 months now? At the time I wrote this, it was 2 months. It is now August. Please forgive me. People know how the game functions. Anyway, I just wanted to have a video where I explain my pure glee at the stupidity of one of the world's worst charity organizations. If you want to donate to actual charities that don't lie, cheat, and guilt people into giving them money while being pretentious fucks and killing millions of animals behind the scenes, I've put some links to real charities in the description. Hey you there, you watching the video, I'm here to tell you about a couple of announcements before we get into the fan art feature. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the next couple of videos are going to be about topics that were a while ago, but don't worry, the problems that they present are still relevant. Because stupidity is forever. Joy. Not only that, but this month, hopefully, I can get a bunch of content done. The next couple of videos will be collabs. I will try to put in some videos where I'm just by myself. I'm going to be trying to stream more often. I know I say this a lot. It's just that I have college and I have a really big problem with maintaining motivation. And I have not been taking care of my mental health like I'm supposed to. And you know, that's my fault. I'm not taking care of myself, and thus now I have to face the consequences of the fact that I have not been, you know, taking care of you guys by providing you all content. So again, there's gonna be a lot of announcements this month that I'm kind of excited for. We have hit 7,000 subscribers last time I checked, and it is absolutely fucking surreal that I've managed to get this far. Hopefully we reach 10k by the end of the year. If that happens, I will be so happy. I just wanted to come on here and say thank you all. This is not part of the script. I'm doing this kind of off script. I'm off the script. I am physically here. It is also 5 in the morning, please forgive me. But like I said before, please know that I am trying to do things. I'm trying to get projects done. Like I said before, keep a lookout for what's happening this month. I'm very, very excited. And I just wanted to come on here real quick to say thank you all so much, because this would not be possible without you. And it makes me so happy. Anyway, let's get into a fan art feature. The first one is by Discro Kid over in the Discord server with this awesome picture of me fused with Alistair from Hazbin Hotel. Holy shit! Oh my god, it's so freaking cute, and I love Alistair. I have merch of him in my home. I own merch of Alistair. This fucking guy. I love him to death, and I love this picture now. It's so cool. Oh my god. Oh, it's so cute. And I love the fact that you made the little top hat. That's where you put the microphone, because I don't hold anything in my videos. Thank you so much. The next one is by Glitched Kim from over in Madlib's server. She tagged me in this because it is a picture of both of us, and oh my freaking god, it's so cute. I love the colors. I love that kind of fusion background with the pink and the green, which is great because pink and green. Pink is a variation of red, and red and green are complementary colors. So me and my Animal Crossing wife are complementary. It's so cute. Thank you so much. I freaking love it. The next one is by Prosperous Moon, again over in the Discord server. Am I hinting at something? Am I not? There's always a link in the description if you want. But this art is so freaking cute. I love it so much. I love the style. I love the hair. It's so cool. Everything about it is so freaking cool. And the reason why I said this was the first one is because they actually posted another one, which was an updated version, which, look at that glow up. Look at it. Look at that glow up. That fucking shading, the lighting, that like seductive look I'm given, and the hands. I suck at drawing hands. Anybody that can draw hands always gets massive props from me. Just, you are a god to me. But look at it! It's so cool. Everything about it, absolutely beautiful. Just an absolutely great example of just massive improvement over such a short period of time, dude. Just look at that glow up. So freaking cute. Both of these pieces, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Prosperous Moon. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. This was a bit of a sillier video, and I kind of want to try and do more sillier videos because I like making jokes. I like to make y'all laugh. Whenever I see comments about you guys saying, "Oh my gosh, that was so funny," and I laughed, I get so happy. I feel joy in my cavernous body. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed the video and the announcements, and I hope you're all looking forward to what's happening in August. This is farewell for now, my little monsters, and I will see you all in whatever the hell pops up next. Bye.